wow. Just wow. That might have been the best game I have ever seen the Detroit Lions play in my 9 years of watching this honestly miserable team to watch over the past 8 years. My first season watching the Lions was way back in 2014. They went 11-5, and they tricked me into thinking that this team was legendary. This team was great. Of course, they've won Super Bowls. Of course, they've won championships. Ever since that year, it's been nothing but heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. Until this season, last Saturday night, the Detroit Lions have double-digit wins for the second time in my football fanhood. I was down in the dumps in the direction this team was headed. But Saturday night, that whole script was flipped. And Sunday, we got 3 presents. A Vikings loss. The Buccaneers went into Green Bay and handled business. They spanked some Packer ass. And the Bears lost in a Bears fashion against the Cleveland Browns. So thank you to all the teams that beat other NFC North teams. We are only one Minnesota Vikings loss away from winning the NFC North for the first time ever and winning a division for the first time in 30 years. It's a weird feeling, man. It is so weird. I can't believe this whole season now. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, okay? We got 3 games left. We could easily lose all 3, just as easily as we could win all 3. 1 Minnesota loss. And granted, we play them twice still. So we write our own destiny. Mission impossible, but it's possible. Beat the Minnesota Vikings. What we saw on Saturday, that team could beat the Dallas Cowboys. Dare I say it? Now, I don't think it'll happen. I'm not going to go that far to say the Detroit Lions are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys, but we have the same record, and I think if you took the way we played Saturday and the way the Cowboys played on Sunday, Lions are beating that Cowboys team. They are. Now, granted, that's Buffalo. That's another great team, and that's a tough environment for the Dallas Cowboys to play them. We get the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas, and they are undefeated at home this season. But who goes undefeated at home in a season? But that's besides the point. We're going to be talking about this game that just happened. Whew. It feels so good. So good. Words do not describe how good it feels. This week is going to be the greatest week ever. I have final grades coming back. I'm not looking at them. Nothing's going to ruin this week for me. What went right for the Detroit Lions in week 15 of the NFL season? Dare I say it? Now, I don't say this very often, but pretty much damn near everything. Everything went right for the Detroit Lions. That is not something that gets said often at all. We saw the game last week against Chicago. The offense was just plain on sad. That was a sorry excuse for an offense. You're telling me that's a top 5 offense in the NFL? I don't think so, but they proved themselves against a very good Denver defense as of recently. I hope I can speak for plenty of Lions fans where I say that every game is a heart attack in the making. I was chilling by the fourth quarter. That doesn't happen very often. This is a different team. Start of the game, slow start. I'll admit. Slow start. Lions punt on the first possession. Got a first down. Wasn't a 3-and-out. Whatever. It's fine. 40-yard completion to Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy hasn't done shit all year. One man. We were reintroduced, Lions fans. So we've seen Jerry Jacobs. We've seen Tracy Walker. We've struggled the past couple of weeks. Some other guys got some opportunities, and one of these guys, and I'm not going to lie, I did not know who this guy was. I'm going to be straight up with you. I did not know who he was. Ife Melifonwu smacked Russell Wilson, and big boy Isaiah Buggs took it down the field 30 yards. And we got 0 points off of it, but that was key. That was a huge momentum shifter in that game. Because beginning of the game, that looked like it was Chicago 2.0. And then granted, I am very dramatic. That was maybe 5 minutes into the game. I am so dramatic, but felt good. And after that, another punt. First 3 possessions for the Detroit Lions and for the Denver Broncos were all punts. Besides the fumble, they were all punts. Until, granted, I went to the bathroom during this, so I didn't see it. Live, at least. But until the Detroit Lions march down the field, convert third downs, and give the ball to Sammy Laporta, big Iowa boy, Sammy Laporta, to get the very first touchdown on the board, the first of many more, against a good Denver defense the past couple of weeks in the NFL, which makes this win even more of a statement, because you hear plenty of people saying, oh, the Lions have not beaten anybody good. We beat the Chiefs week 1, defending Super Bowl champions in their home, at their house. We beat them, but apparently we haven't beaten anybody good. Denver Broncos won 6 of their last 7 against good teams. They beat those Buffalo Bills. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They kept it close against the Houston Texans, who was that one loss, and we beat them. Now, granted, they don't have a winning record anymore because of us, so that's not going to count towards wins against teams with winning records. Maybe the Denver Broncos will end the season because they got a cakewalk schedule the rest of the way. But we're not talking about the Broncos right now. We're talking about the Detroit Lions, who are one win away from winning the NFC North. Eventually, down the road, in the second quarter, the Detroit Lions offense erupts. The Detroit Lions offense started clicking, and we were aggressive from the get-go. Started off with pass. Usually I feel like the Lions, when you watch them, it's like, okay, we'll run the ball, try to establish this running game. It might not be working, but we're going to keep feeding them until it does, so we get this play action going. Nah, we're taking shots down the field early, and we could not have done that without our star Pro Bowl center, Frank Ragnow. It is so clear and obvious that this man was back on the field. Jared Goff had plenty of time to throw the ball, and this led to so many key things that led to this dub for the Detroit Lions. It led to big plays in the middle of the field, which we haven't seen in weeks. And let me say, everybody was getting involved. We saw our yards after catch guys go crazy because of this. Amon-Ra St. Brown, of course. Jameson Williams. Jahmyr Gibbs had a great game. Woo! It was so good to see. It's almost like the Lions listen to their fans in a way. And now they shouldn't listen to me because I'm overdramatic. They didn't fire Aaron Glenn. But the Lions were clicking on all cylinders. Defensively as well, there are guys that I like. Melifonwu, I didn't know who he was. He fucking balled. Let me read to you the Detroit Lions posted on their Instagram the stats of this guy. 8 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 2 QB hits, and 2 passes broken up. You never see that from a Lions player. And the defensive line was getting pressure on Russell Wilson. Now, they only recorded 2 sacks, but the fact of the matter is, as long as you're getting pressure and Russell Wilson is making mistakes and the offense is stuck with 3rd and long after 3rd and long, which the Broncos were essentially all game, it's tough for a defense. And, I'll say this. This is the picture book definition of a team win, because every single player on that Lions team was up to par and played phenomenally. You got to say, picture perfect definition of a team win. And unfortunately for the Denver Broncos, they were on the wrong side of that game. Now, that's a good Denver Broncos team. I still believe so. I'm not going to drop them that low in the power rankings because of this loss, but my confidence has been restored in the Detroit Lions, which, again, I did not anticipate at all. But I'm so happy that it came into fruition. It was great. It was great. Defense, again, got pressured, took a lot of pressure off of Aiden Hutchinson, who, his name wasn't really called that much during the game, but yet we still got pressure after pressure on Russell Wilson. Man had no time to throw the ball, and I got to give credit where credit is due. Aaron Glenn, very controversial figure in the Detroit Lions fan base. Reasonably so. Many say he doesn't have the talent on the players. Our whole defense got wiped with injuries. Or you say that he has no clue what he is doing. Got to give him credit. He did phenomenal. There are some phenomenal blitzes drawn up that caught the Broncos off guard. It was great. Usually I have very negative things about this. Usually I have very negative things to say about the Detroit Lions, and that's my favorite team. I'm the biggest critic, but oh my God. Woo! This is the best that this secondary has played in a very, very long time. Very long time. There's really not much to say after that. We got 3 games left. 2 against the Vikings. We just need 1. We just need 1. Come on, boys. I know you can do it. Packers, they lost. They lost to the fucking Bucks. We beat the shit out of them. Bears lost to the Browns. Now, credit to the Chicago Bears. That Browns team is not an easy one to defeat, and they still played very well. So I do think the Bears are a lot better than people are anticipating, I do think the Chicago Bears are better than people think, but that's besides the point. Oh, it feels so good, so good. And Dallas looked terrible against the Bills. Maybe the Lions can squeeze out a win against Dallas. I'm not putting money on that. If the Lions get blown out that game, I'm not mad. I fully expected. That's a really good Dallas Cowboys team. One pride, baby. Let's go. Restore the roar. Protect the den. Whatever you need. Eminem's tweeting about us again. Let's go, boys. One more win. Let's get it. I love the Lions. Thank you for watching. Lions fans, stay strong. We are so